Imagine starting from nothing and building a multi-billion-dollar empire through sheer grit, audacity, and an unrelenting work ethic. That's the story of Alex Hormozi, a man who has become a household name in the business world, yet remains one of the most controversial figures in the realm of entrepreneurship. From launching his first business in his early 20s to amassing a fortune worth over $1 billion, Hormozi's journey is one of raw ambition, unorthodox strategies, and a relentless pursuit of success. But here's the twist. Alex Hormozi didn't just build a business empire with traditional methods. He broke the rules, played in the gray areas, and sometimes even flirted with controversy to get where he is today. His strategy? Disrupting industries, cutting through the noise, and using tactics that many would call risky, bold, or even shocking. Let's dig into the untold truth of how Alex Hormozi became the business mogul he is today. From his wild early days to the no-holds-barred growth strategies, we're going to expose the real secret sauce behind his billion-dollar empire. The humble beginnings. From broke to billionaire, Alex Hormozi didn't come from money, and his rise to wealth wasn't some magical silver spoon story. In fact, his path to success started with struggles, failures, and the harsh reality of an industry that wasn't kind to newcomers. Born into a modest family, Alex had little to fall back on. But what he did have was a relentless drive to succeed. After college, Alex jumped headfirst into the business world, founding a small gym in his mid-20s. Like most entrepreneurs, his first business venture was far from successful. He poured his life savings into this venture, only to see it flounder under mountains of debt. The typical story would be one of giving up, but Alex wasn't the type to back down. He was obsessed with finding a way to succeed, and this obsession would lead him down a path that very few entrepreneurs would dare to follow. By his own admission, the first few years were a constant grind. He didn't make any money, barely breaking even, and faced rejection after rejection. Failure wasn't an option, though. It was a necessary stepping stone. What Alex didn't realize at the time was that these painful experiences would shape the person he would later become, the man who would dominate industries and build a billion-dollar empire. The breakthrough moment, discovering the power of systems. Hormozi's breakthrough came when he realized that success in business wasn't about working harder. It was about working smarter through systems. What he didn't know in his early days was that most businesses fail, not because they lack a good product, but because they lack the right systems to drive efficiency and growth. Hormozi took this epiphany and applied it to his struggling gym business, creating a highly structured model for acquiring new customers and retaining them. He introduced funnels, sales scripts, and targeted marketing campaigns designed to convert leads into long-term clients. But what set Alex apart wasn't just his ability to create systems, it was his obsession with optimization. He dug deep into the mechanics of gym management, understanding the customer lifecycle, and focusing on increasing the lifetime value of each member. As he implemented these systems, his gym revenue skyrocketed. Within a few months, his gym transformed from a struggling business into a profitable machine. But Alex wasn't content with just one successful gym. He saw an opportunity to scale his knowledge and his methods. The rise of acquisitions, from one gym to a multi-million-dollar empire. Once Alex had cracked the code to running a profitable gym, he didn't stop. He realized that the gym industry was fragmented, with many gym owners struggling just like he had. This realization led to the next bold move in his journey, acquiring struggling gyms, revamping their business models, and turning them into profitable assets. Hormozi's strategy was a game-changer in the industry. Instead of just building his own brand, he acquired existing businesses and used his systems to instantly make them profitable. Alex's business model was simple: buy low, fix the systems, and sell high. He would later take this model and expand it into several other industries, including fitness franchises, consulting, and online education. His ability to scale and optimize businesses became his secret weapon. He had a knack for identifying businesses with untapped potential, and he knew how to turn them into cash cows by putting them through his systematized approach. By the time Alex launched his acquisition.com company, a consulting firm focused on helping other entrepreneurs scale their businesses, he was already a force to be reckoned with. He had cracked the code on growing businesses quickly, and that's where things started to get really controversial. The secret sauce: aggressive marketing and unconventional tactics. Hormozi's rise didn't come without controversy. He quickly gained a reputation for using unconventional and sometimes aggressive marketing tactics. While many entrepreneurs focus on subtle, organic growth, Alex went the opposite route. He employed in-your-face disruptive marketing strategies that sometimes seemed borderline scammy. One of his most famous strategies was his launch with a bang approach. He would make bold, sometimes outrageous claims about his business or products, generating hype before the product even hit the market. He didn't wait for traditional approval. Instead, he generated buzz through direct marketing, limited time offers, and attention-grabbing headlines. His social media was full of in-your-face content, aggressive sales pitches, and no-nonsense advice, things that would make most CEOs cringe. But for Alex, it was all about getting results. His approach worked, and it worked fast. His methods became viral, leading to massive growth in a very short time. But these tactics also created a lot of distrust in the business community. Critics argued that Hormozi was selling an illusion, pushing the idea that anyone could become a billionaire with the right system. There were accusations that his business practices were manipulative, designed to prey on aspirational entrepreneurs rather than offer genuine business strategies. Yet, despite the controversy, Alex's businesses continued to grow at a frightening pace. He had managed to tap into an audience hungry for quick fixes and get-rich-fast schemes. And while that angered traditional business owners, it made him an absolute mogul in his own right. The Hormozi effect: disruption or destruction. As Alex's businesses scaled, so did his reputation. He was now one of the most sought-after business consultants in the world. Entrepreneurs flocked to him for his expertise in systemizing businesses. But this success didn't come without its critics. The Hormozi effect, as it came to be known, became synonymous with rapid growth, and at times, reckless disregard for sustainability. One of the most criticized aspects of his empire building was his focus on aggressive growth strategies at the cost of long-term stability. His businesses were notorious for scaling too quickly without the necessary infrastructure to support them. While this shock and awe approach brought in quick cash, it also left many entrepreneurs wondering if they were setting themselves up for failure in the long run. But Alex didn't care. He was obsessed with growth, and he believed that if you weren't constantly pushing boundaries and innovating, you were being left behind. The hustle culture he promoted was often seen as toxic, encouraging entrepreneurs to push themselves to the brink of burnout for the sake of expansion. His methods were high risk, high reward, and while many of his clients found success, others were left struggling, wondering if the price of success was too high. Hormozi's boldest and most controversial strategy was his foray into social media dominance. He turned his personal brand into a content machine, producing daily videos, podcasts, and articles that showcased his unorthodox approach to business. His style? A mix of tough love and aggressive salesmanship, designed to shake people out of their comfort zones and into action. While this strategy resonated with his followers, it also drew sharp criticism from many business experts who called his methods too risky and unsustainable. The million-dollar question: is it all a game? As Alex's empire continued to grow, the questions surrounding his success grew louder. Was Alex Hormozi's business empire the result of genius? Or was it simply a game of manipulating the system? His critics argue that his strategies were ruthless, relying on hyperbole and exaggerated promises to lure in customers. Others, however, see him as a visionary, someone who understood the power of aggressive marketing and systematized growth before anyone else did. Hormozi himself remains unapologetic. His mantra has always been, "Don't be afraid to break the system." And while that may not sit well with traditional entrepreneurs, it's clear that his success speaks volumes. He has successfully built a billion-dollar empire, disrupted industries, and created a brand that resonates with millions. In the end, the story of Alex Hormozi's rise is a tale of controversy, risk, and unapologetic ambition. He didn't just play the game, he changed the rules, and whether you love him or hate him, it's impossible to ignore the Hormozi effect. The truth is, in today's business world, there are those who follow the traditional path and those who create their own. And Alex Hormozi is definitely one of the latter. Whether his empire will stand the test of time remains to be seen, but for now, he's sitting at the top of a very disruptive business mountain.